Hello, everybody, and welcome to September 7th, 2018 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I am your host, Ephrom Josine, and I'd like to say, guys, this is the first episode of the week that doesn't mention Brett Kavanaugh, with the exception of the fact that I just mentioned him. I mean, he hasn't been confirmed yet. He probably will be confirmed, but, one thing at a time. I mean, at least he has a respect for constitutional law. Nothing has said that, for instance, he would want to overturn Roe v. Wade. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, God, I have to talk about that. Okay, I have to explain this. So, in 2003, Brett Kavanaugh wrote a op-ed for something, I don't know. Essentially, George W. Bush was going to appoint someone named Pascal Owen. No clue how to pronounce that first name. Look, it's a long story, but basically, as Vox points out, quote, Kavanaugh wrote in 2003, the Supreme Court can overrule precedent as long as enough justices agree. And in order to, by the way, have a majority on the Supreme Court, you need 5 people. Well, guess what? Again, to quote Vox, the court has 4 justices who are anti-Roe. Those being Thomas, Chief Justice Roberts, Neil Gorsuch, and Samuel Alito. And if confirmed, Kavanaugh could become the 5th, enough to overturn the decision. And I'm not saying he's going to for sure, for the record. It's very possible that even if he wants to, he wouldn't be able to because, well, a case may not come up, for instance. Which is unlikely considering how, tons of states are trying to implement abortion restrictions. I mean, we've covered some in states like Iowa and Ohio. However, the fact that he thinks that's even a possibility is scary. And the fact that the justices that would be most likely to do that are from his party is also very scary. I guess now I have to talk about the New York Times editorial, don't I? Okay. A few days ago, the New York Times published an editorial by an anonymous person claiming to be inside Donnie's administration, titled, I am part of the resistance inside the Trump administration. I work for the president, but like-minded colleagues, and I have vowed to thwart the parts of his agenda and his worst inclinations. First off, it's very nice of you to prove conspiracy nutjobs correct by saying there are forces in D.C. trying to stop the president. Congratulations, I'm going to applaud you now. But here's what this individual had to say. President Trump is facing a test to his presidency unlike any faced by a modern American leader. It's not just that the special counsel looms large, or that the country is bitterly divided over Mr. Trump's leadership, or even that his party might well lose the House to an opposite hell-bound on its downfall. The dilemma, which he does not fully grasp, is that many of the senior officials in his own administration are working diligently from within the frustrated parts of his agenda and his worst inclinations. Now, let's actually see what this individual defines as some of Donnie's worst inclinations. Although he was elected as a Republican, the president shows little affinity for ideas long espoused by conservatives. Good! Most of them were awful. Free minds. I see Candace Owens is writing anonymous editorials now. I didn't know she worked in the administration. Free markets and free people. At best, he has invoked these ideals in scripted settings. At worst, he has attacked them outright. In addition to his mass marketing of the notion that the press is the enemy of the people, which is somehow stopping them from existing. Still trying to figure that out. President Trump's impulses are generally anti-trade and anti-democratic. Don't get me wrong, there are bright spots that the near ceaseless negative coverage of the administration fails to capture, so you're part of the resistance, but you love him. Enough to work for him. Effective deregulation, historic tax reform that raises taxes on most Americans over the course of a decade, and a more robust military, and more. But these successes have come despite, not because of, the president's leadership style, which is a pompous, advertising, petty, and ineffective. Oh no, he's mean. That's clearly the worst thing about him. Not the fact that he's bombing 8 different countries, that he put up a known torturer for head of the CIA, that he put up his former head of the CIA for Secretary of State, that he put up a coal lobbyist as his head of the EPA, that he put up a Wall Street manager, hedge fund manager, as head of the Secretary, of the head of the Treasury. The fact that he put on someone who had never stepped foot in a public school as head of his Secretary of Education, none of that. He's mean while doing that. Why is Bill Kristol pretending to be part of the New York Times, of the administration? Anyway. Now, actually, before I cut, I just want to say, this is what the resistance has come to now. Just a bunch of establishment Republicans, probably neoconservatives, who are sitting there saying, well, listen. To give, while I agree with all the policies, I must say he is most unorthodox when doing them. Anyway, that's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night. Oh, also, I guess I was supposed to actually answer who I think wrote the editorial. I don't know. I don't care, honestly. Look, whoever the next Trump guy to run for president is, probably him. Maybe James Mattis, I don't know. I don't think it's James Mattis, but it may be. Has he denied it yet? Probably. I don't care. I'm Ephrom, good night.